and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All right. Mr. Secretary, if I could have roll call, please.
Okay, President Thomas?
Here.
Vice President Benjamin?
Here.
Secretary Hendry here, Treasurer Hopp?
Here.
Ms. Havard?
She's got an excused absence, as does Penny.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lazarevic?
Here.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Ms. Skelton?
Here.
Mr. Camara?
Here.
Mr. Vallejo?
You sure?
I didn't see him. Mr. Anand?
Present.
Mr. De La Cuesta?
He'll be back. He had to leave to get some documents for
Okay,
tonight.
I understand. Okay, just a second. Ms. Patton?
Here.
Mr. Lynn?
Here.
Mr. Luna?
Here.
Mr. Marabi?
Uh-oh.
Mr. Marabi, no?
Not here.
Okay. Ms. Raines?
Here.
Mr. Robbins?
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Very good. We can officially conduct business. Comments from the chair, I have nothing at this time. Public comment, we're going to jump right into public comment. And then we are going to do some old business. We have a couple of applications. Camby's here.
Mr.
Secretary.
Marabi is
Okay,
shown.
thank you.
We have a couple of applications before the council to sit up here. So after public comment, we'll get into that and then get right into new business.
Mary's running a little late.
Well,
Okay, that's
that
good,
is what it
Donna.
is.
We'll reserve time for her. Mr. Secretary, you're at the top of the list here, so John Henry, you're recognized.
Okay, I think I'll just go stand over here for a second. Oh, just a very quick 2 minutes. We made a big thing about having a birthday cake last meeting for the 104th birthday of Van Nuys, and yet we didn't really explain any of it. And so just a very, what I thought was a very interesting, light 2 minutes. I actually have ads here from the old LA Times about what happened here. Van Nuys was so out in the boonies that they had to rent trains and bring them out for a gigantic land sale, which actually happened right about where we're standing. They had a barbecue, they had everything else, and it's fascinating in a way to think of a town that was so far out in the boonies that you had to take a train both ways to get there. The Model T was coming very shortly, but still, it's a very interesting town. Stories like this say a lot. Stories like this also have a legacy in the way the town was set up. I'm trying to promote what Mr. De La Cuesta is planning for and that's coming up. There's a lot to be said about mistakes that were made even back in 1911 and things we're trying to do today. I actually have one other thing. The lightest and silliest thing also goes back to the history of Van Nuys, why we call it Van Nuys. Mr. Van Nuys owned the ranch that was here before the town was started. And essentially all they really were doing was coming to the Van Nuys town site and buying property. They didn't necessarily know, I don't think, 110 years later, we would still be calling the town Van Nuys. When you think that all the cities in the valley have changed their name, maybe that's something even we should think about. But I do have these here. I think they're very interesting. If anyone would like a copy of it, I'd like to come up and see it. I'll be glad to give it.
Thank you, John Henry. All right, up next, Gwen Zaragoza. Gwendolyn, you are recognized.
Good evening. I'm here representing the Los Angeles Police Department, and we're having a Community Appreciation Day on March 14th, which is this Saturday. And I'd like to invite everybody to come out and join us. And it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the courtyard and in front of the police department.
Saturday.
And I have this Saturday, March 14th.
Community, what's that word, community, appreciation, what was that word again, community after?
Community Appreciation Day. Yes, I have flyers here that I'll be, whoever didn't have, I'll be passing them out right now.
Tell everybody Miss Johnson's in love. I have already made plans for Saturday. and I can't get out.
Okay, if you can come on and join us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gwen.
Thank you.
Just go ahead and take pictures of it.
We're going to.
All right, up next, Sandy Logan, NCADD.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Sandy Logan from NCADD, National Council of Alcohol and Drug Dependency. And one of the things I want to talk about is the Prevention Community Council meeting we're having on April 21st. I would love for everybody to come and meet with us, the opportunity to work in our community and help decrease underage drinking. I work with the retailers. Brenda works at the schools and teaches classes. She teaches up to 4 classes in Fulton. And we work with parent workshops, and we try to increase and empower everybody on the knowledge of drug and alcohol prevention. So thank you very much. It is going to be April 21st at between 10:30 and 11:30 at our office. And I'll
What
send
was
you
your time again?
My son's birthday.
between 10:30 and 11:30.
No, April 20, no,
61,
disaster is the
66
25th,
Vesper
which is Saturday.
Avenue.
We can't hear you with your back to us. Forget your face.
It's April 21st, from 10:30 to 11:30, the Prevention Community Council meeting.
I was going to the meeting
We
started.
talk about drug and alcohol prevention.
That's it. What?
Drug and alcohol prevention. We talk to parents on how to deal with the information in regards to drugs and alcohol, how to talk to their kids, and we also talk to the teens about their due diligence.
So that was 6160, that's for I couldn't quite hear you.
61 to 66.
166.
Very good, thank you, Sandy.
Yay.
Up next, we have Rick Hernandez, who I believe is going to speak to us about the farmer's market.
Yay.
The second coming of the farmer's
second coming of
market.
the farmer's market. Yes, hi, my name is Rick Hernandez, and I was the farmer's market manager when Cardenas was here. And I just want to know if the council would be, and the neighborhood would be interested in bringing it back.
Yes.
And we were
Yes.
thinking of doing it on a Friday versus Thursday. I think it would be better.
Let's just keep it to produce and, you know, food
Produce.
vendors that
vendors.
won't raise the hackles of the food merchants on Van Nuys Boulevard.
Right.
But if we can keep out some, I mean, the crafts are fine, but,
Bring in handcrafts, yeah.
okay.
From where to, from what?
Right here, right in front, right for where the hot dog stand is, towards Alley PD, that stretch right in there, and then off to the side a little bit.
And what hours?
It would be like in the morning from, I would say, everybody starts rolling in by 6 in the morning. And then, that's when the vendors come in, because you know the traffic wise, to get them in and out. And then, it'll run till about 4 o'clock.
So it's working hours.
Yeah, working hours,
Yeah.
yes.
All day. That's
Will there
good.
be produce for sale?
Yes, fresh produce and
Lots of fresh
handcrafts.
tomatoes, I hope.
Yes,
And what did you say its location is?
right here.
It'll be in the Irwin Street Mall, which is the government center mall right in front.
So Rick, what do you need from us?
Are you going to accept EBT at this farmer's market?
Yes.
Perfect,
Nice.
perfect.
So, what did you need from us?
Well, maybe a letter of
Just stuff we want.
recommendation, yes, that would want it like that, I could, because right now I'm still in negotiations with the council's office.
Okay.
And it's really up to them, they have the last word.
No, we do.
So,
If anything you could do to help us out.
Okay.
They like us.
Give you a lot of
Yeah.
support.
I mean, we could take like a straw poll and see who would support writing a letter and.
Why don't we take a vote?
Let's put it on our website too.
Take a vote right now, it's a good idea.
Okay, I think it's the letter to Nuri's office that will facilitate it happening, right? That's
Yes.
That's
the
correct.
act we're looking for.
Yes.
Yes,
I mean, if
she's
it
our
pleases the
friend.
council's annual,
How come you're doing this on Friday and not Saturday?
Well, Friday more of everybody's here. But you know what, I would think, this is what I was thinking of, Friday would just somewhat be like a pilot. Because there's really nothing going on here Saturday or Sunday.
That's
I was
true.
thinking maybe starting off first on Friday and then building it up. And then having this, like, it would be nice if we could have it like the Studio City Farmers Market. On a Sunday, very active, people come out and, I mean, there would be a jump ring for children. I mean, it would be somewhere to go, because right now, there's nothing going on here on the boulevard.
Don't forget the participation of the people that are in the courthouse, the Superior Courthouse and the Municipal Courthouse. Those people are the people that are going to keep this thing thriving and surviving.
Right.
It's their participation, their dollars, the people that are actually using this government center.
So, if it pleases the council, I'm happy to have a vote to write a letter of support for Rick to take over to Councilwoman Martinez's office. Do we have any objection to that?
I'll second.
No, I would just like to see the restrictions we discussed so that it does not turn into, it turns into
A swap
purely a
meet.
produce.
Right.
Doesn't turn into a whole bunch of churro.
Swap meets, yeah, no.
Swap
Yeah.
meet type.
Yeah,
Farmer's market.
Farmer's market, yes.
And also
Organic.
the cleanup.
Yes, we take care of all of
They
that.
take care of that.
That our people have
And
to
some land.
pick up afterwards.
Since we're in public comments, do you want to maybe make this an agenda item for next month?
Well, I think Rick wants to start it next month.
we want
Well, we can, you know,
Or-
whatever, I
Get them
mean.
another support, what's the big deal? Let's get them another support.
Do you mind if we agendize
Oh, sure,
this
not a
and
problem.
you can get us language for next month's meeting?
Sure.
Because that would be the official way to go about it.
Yes, 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 no, no, no problem.
So if it pleases the council, we will put this on the executive committee agenda next month and give Rick some official language to walk over to Nuri's office with.
Excellent.
All right?
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much,
Hernandez.
sir.
Good to see you again, man. All right, up next we have Miriam or Peter Fogler. Who wants to go first? There she is.
Hi, thank you.
All right, Miriam, you're recognized for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yes, I was gonna be the guy.
Yeah, I want to commend and thank the Neighbor Council for having such a nice debate last month. And I really appreciate was able to ask the question to the both candidates. And just want to let you know that I have no ill will or nothing, you know, I was out helping Jeanette, so everything was just great. I passed up my public comment last month, I figured I already had spoken the 2 minutes. I thought that was good enough for me that night. I was excited and happy about it. What I want to say is that since Prop 1 and 2 passed, we gave up a lot of rights. And I don't know what you have to say, but even your redistricting is going to be questionable now. How they're going to draw the lines. I don't know what the city's going to do now because they don't have the right to have our elections anymore. So it's a very serious, sad thing because it takes a lot of voice away from neighbor councils. And Valley Alliance even voted against it. Now, I got to tell you, I want to have the video conferencing on. I want that on for everybody, not just for two ladies who, of course, I think that the predominant amount of the council, LA City Council is made up of predominantly male. And I have a lot of problems speaking downtown, as you may know. Dan and Gus know. They turned off my mic, Herb Wesson, and I have great regards for him because he's an animal rights man, and I personally like the man, but I think he overstepped his boundaries by telling me I wanted to ask him what the topic was. I wasn't very familiar with it as much. I just want him to be patient. I'm a little slow on things. Just give me a second to finish. Just saying that I just want to have the chance to have the video conferencing on and have the people be able to be heard, and that's what I want. I don't want the women to be shut down. Thank you.
Bravo. Peter Fogler.
He's not here right now.
All right, we'll reserve that.
He just walked in.
Yeah.
Okay, we can come back to him.
Peter, why don't you say something about opening up Van Nuys video conferencing?
Or Donna, we can hear from Donna.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Donna, you
Want
have
me to
two.
speak first, Peter?
Donna, you have 2
Okay.
minutes.
Oh, you want me to
We'll go
speak?
Donna,
Why
then
don't you-
Peter.
Okay, you go after me. And tell him to open a video conferencing. Okay, yeah, I agree very much that there was a problem with Proposition 1 and 2. And we're gonna have a problem when we get over to the area and when they're gonna redistrict and the city council and they have different areas that's gonna be done in an odd year. So they're gonna have a problem over there because then somebody else will have to pick it up. And I think that will be the county and the city council will not have any chance to figure out how they're gonna redistrict. I think it was a big mistake having to go 5.5 years. Because now first you got to go even numbers, then you go to odd numbers, and you go to the mayor,
And this is all done, as I said, we need to open up Van Nuys video conferencing because they don't take us seriously over there in downtown. They shut off our mic whenever they feel like it. They let the men speak longer. They let them get off topic, but we can't get off topic over there at City Council. So I'm sorry that this place didn't realize about Proposition 1 and 2 because I have a feeling it's not going to be a very good thing. And I wish we could still go back and start to open up Van Nuys video conferencing and figure out another way that we could do this. I'm still fighting over there at the City Council to try to open it up again because I have a feeling if they do it right, then there could be a lot of people over there saying what they want done. They could tell Nuri where they want the trash, the streets need to be fixed. And a lot of people in the valley can also say this. And I really wish they would encourage them to come because the valley is not getting a voice. And most of it is downtown. And they're getting most of the voice out there. And we need better buses out here. And the buses run lousy, especially in Reseda. So anyway, oh, thank you very much for letting us have a great time over there last week doing the debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Peter Fogler, you have 2 minutes,
Peter, talk about
sir.
the money that relates to the issue you were discussing. How much money extra they're getting each member?
Parking bureau asked for $25 fee to process a parking ticket after showing proof that handicap pass was there.
Okay, no, but I meant the money about when they changed the election, that gave them an extra year and a half, and how much more money were they going to get because of that?
I have no comment.
I know.
A lot more. They're going to get more increase in
Well,
pension.
let Peter talk. He has a minute and 27 seconds left.
Okay, so I heard that the city council people gonna get more pension for staying longer. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Daniel Gus. Daniel Gus, you are recognized for 2 minutes, sir.
The neighborhood council, it's so nice to be here. I can't believe the size of this crowd, because I've been going to city council for about 15 years. I don't think I've ever once seen a community turn out like this. I'm going to start coming to these meetings. I am really impressed. And every one of you is looking at me. What a refreshing change. A year and a half ago, I met with city council member Herb Wesson about problems at Animal Services. Millions of dollars in uncollected licensing revenue every year. Thousands of animals from your shelters that were transferred to the Best Friends shelter, which is owned by the city and listed as adoptions. Herb Wesson asked me to create a report. The report's in the hands of Controller Ron Galperin. Right now, Ron Galperin is doing a pre-audit assessment of animal services. And I'm going to be handling a revised version of this report on Friday. I want to show you 2 things from your district that's going on, and it's a microcosm of 72 pages of millions of dollars, of thousands of animals, and I'm going to make sure that you know how to reach me after this meeting. There's a tire business on Kester, a tire business that your speaker tonight, Brenda Barnett, issued breeder permits to. A breeder permit for pit bulls, a breeder permit for chihuahuas, right here.
Where? Which one?
On Kester at Burbank. I'll give you the documents and the photos. As if we don't kill enough pit bulls and chihuahuas, as if we don't kill enough of them, they end up in your shelters. It costs more to run the shelters. You're going to end up killing the animals. Could you please close that because the noise?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, but then close the door, hurry.
Win the car too.
So, the revised report I'm going to make public this summer when Controller Galperin launches his audit. And it's going to be an eye-opener. I want you to, when Ms. Barnett speaks tonight, the General Manager of Animal Services, I want you to get a solid yes or no answer for her on one question. Just make sure she answers yes or no, at least. There are a lot of poor people in our districts, including CD6. If somebody lies, may I finish just the thought? Thank you. If somebody lies to the city about their total household income, to get discounts from this agency, to get low-income discounts from this agency, could you please make sure Ms. Barnett answers on camera, should somebody who lies grossly about their total household income to get those low-income discounts that poor people need, should that person be prosecuted? Do you lie about your income to get low-income discounts? If you do, and we're not talking $10 or $100 or $1,000, but if you lie about your income by tens of thousands of dollars, should that person be prosecuted? Thank you very much for your time. What a great turnout. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. We are going to hear from our neighborhood commissioner, Lydia Grant. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, so I came tonight just to check in. I hadn't been here in a little while, and I like to check in and make sure you guys don't need me for anything, if you have any questions.
Leonard came to the executive meeting.
Oh, good. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lydia Grant. I am the commissioner that oversees the neighborhood councils in the North Valley. But I have a little more flexibility in my time than the commissioner in the South Valley, so I do try to attend the Van Nuys meetings also. And you're right, it's a great turnout. This neighborhood council absolutely has a great turnout, and they should be thanked for that. The other thing that this neighborhood council does that I'm extremely proud of is the fact that they manage somehow to pull off some of the most awesome events and put together things that a lot of the other neighborhood councils haven't even touched on. So I'm always proud to come to these meetings because I really feel that these are very dedicated, hardworking people. I wanted to welcome Jeanette back. Thank you. And I wanted to let you know a couple things that are coming up. We have on the agenda for this upcoming bond commission meeting on March 16th, the online voting. And I want you to be very aware of that because it's important that we hear from you how you feel about it. Some of the neighborhood councils have not had the opportunity to weigh in. Time is running out. March 16th is the day that we're supposed to address that agenda item. And it's truly important to me that I hear the most input as I can.
We have it on our agenda. I just have two questions. How long would the voting be open? Would it just be you can only vote that day?
No.
Okay.
They are going, so that's how, actually, when you guys have the discussion, I have to leave the room. So I wanted to make sure that if you had questions, I could answer them. Yes, thank you for asking that question. No. They have not made the decisions as to the details for the elections. The contract is only allowing us to work with the company to set up the parameters of what we would like. So you will have the opportunity to do what you've done in the past, like fill out the stipulation worksheet and tell them what you'd like. One of the things that I have really pushed for, because I didn't feel that there was enough outreach being done, was to make sure that the neighborhood councils could opt in or out at least of the online voting. Because I don't think it's fair for us to put a blanket, we're gonna do 50 neighborhood councils or 100, 96 neighborhood councils, when some of you may not be interested in doing that, may have concerns. And if you didn't have time for your concerns to be addressed, then at least I wanna make sure that you have the opportunity to opt out if your concerns aren't being met or answered. Yes.
Lydia, very quickly, it should be noted that this is only for neighborhood council elections. This is not for the general elections or the city elections or any other elections.
That is correct. However, it could be seen as a pilot. The city is looking to see how this works out, to see if it's something that they might want to consider maybe in the future. But I just, they wouldn't attempt something like that. And the neighborhood councils have actually been asking for online voting, some of them for many years. It was actually recommended at Lake a few years back.
We're the guinea pig?
I wouldn't call you a guinea pig necessarily.
Lydia, did you see my proposal to Herb Wesson in regards to electronic voting?
If it went directly to him, no. Please make sure that
Should I send it to you?
If you send it to me, only I get it. If you send it to the department, to Janet, JANET, .lindo, LINDO, @lacity.org, Then she sends it to all of the commissioners. Then it can become public comment, and we can make sure that everybody has that same information, and we can discuss it at that time. We really can't discuss it when one person's heard it, and that's one reason why we can't stay for your meetings,
Right.
because it isn't right for the other commissioners not to have the same information. So by sending it to Janet or to Gracie directly and asking for it to be distributed, that gives us the opportunity to get the information and really hear your voice. And that is truly critical to me. I read every single email that comes to me. Most of you who've contacted me know, if I call you right back even if you've sent me a
All
message,
right.
so.
When Herb Wesson had a voter overhaul seminar here in Van Nuys, had one downtown, one here, I made a proposal that evening for a format of electronic voting via either iPad or computer or by cell phone, using the IP address of that specific electronic device, and the last 4 digits, you would register
So
with the last 4 digits.
This is very similar to the system that we will be putting together for the neighborhood council voting. Also, let me give you another piece of information. Because we would be doing online voting does not mean that your polling location would close. You would still have this physical location where people could come, and there would be computers here so that they could do the voting here. So it's not just, it's not closing the door to people being able to participate that way. What it is doing is allowing more people to be able to participate because they can vote from home. They can vote from their senior citizens' home. They can vote from other places as long as they're stakeholders in the community. The only issue that hasn't been, for some neighbor council leaders, addressed properly is if you're a neighbor council that has documentation. Are you guys documentation or are you self-affirmation?
We were documentation 6 years ago. I think the last time it was self-affirmation.
So that makes a difference. They will have to, your stakeholders will have to, if they decide to vote in the election, if you guys do decide you're gonna do documentation, then they would need to submit information in advance of the election to make sure that they're registered to vote in your neighbor council. But if you continue with
So would it just be registered to vote, or is it stakeholder? Are we going to?
It's the same stakeholder definition.
Okay.
All stakeholders would be registered to vote should they choose to be pre-registered.
How long
so
does the
that they can use
verification take?
documentation. All that will be decided as they
Okay.
build the system. Elections come in 2016, so we want to make sure that everybody has as much information as possible. There is a FAQ that went out by Gracie. I don't know if you guys saw it. If not, I'll forward it back to one of you and please distribute it. And basically it answers a lot of the questions of how this came about and the questions and security issues and all those things trying to be answered in a document that might help.
If you send it to info@vnnc.org, it will circulate.
Okay, so any other questions?